I recently read a small book by John Berger, or an essay rather. It's called The Red Tender of Bologna. In this book, he remembers his late uncle. I should begin with how I loved him, in what manner, to what degree, with what kind of incomprehension. After an early supper in our dining room, he used to go upstairs and read in his very small bedroom, often until the small hours of the morning. The room was less than double the size of a wagon-lit cabin. In it was a radio and a typewriter, on which he typed out with 2 fingers his letters and thoughts. Most evenings as a boy and young adolescent, I went to say good night to him, and I often had the impression there were at least 3 of us in the room with a single upright chair. I always sat on the bed when we were discussing together. The third person was either the writer of the book he was reading or one of his favorite characters in the book. It was in his cramped room that I learned how printed words, when read, can summon up a physical presence. Much of what my uncle read was related to the next journey he was planning or the one he had just made. The years passed, and he traveled to Iceland, Norway, Russia, Denmark, India. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe 1 or 2 of these journeys were only planned in low-voiced conversations between us when we met in his South Croydon office. He certainly did go to Egypt, Greenland, and Italy. Five teenagers are demonstrating their talents with a football, imagining a stadium. An elderly woman, to her evident surprise, meets a 5-year-old girl whom she recognizes and who appears to be here alone. Probably they live in the same district, a bus ride from the center, a district of workers' flats like San Donato. The woman buys the girl a helium balloon from a street vendor. The balloon has the body of a tiger, with black and yellow stripes. It slinks along wafting on high above the girl's head. It starts decomposing. The moment I bite into it, I don't see any death.